Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, our final recipient tonight, a stalwart in her own right, the surname synonymous with fighting good over evil, born into the values of freedom and justice, wife of the late Mr. Abdullah Dalla Umar, may Almighty Allah grant him a very high daraja in Jannah, inshallah, South Africa's first Minister of Justice. And I need to just mention the connection between Marhum Dalla and Gatesville Mosque. That iconic day when elections took place on the 27th of April, he first came across to the mosque, read his Fajr Salah, and then he went over and he casted his vote. And secondly, when he was appointed, and in my opinion, it is the most important cabinet appointment that any president can make, that of justice. When that first appointment was made, his first speech to the world came from Masjidul Quds at the Sunday Forum. Our recipient tonight, ladies and gentlemen, wife, mother to Rustam Kemal and daughter Fazlan, particularly during the darkest days, and more for the young people today, because we need to be reminded that the darkest days were indeed very, very dark. For Uncle Dalla and our recipient, it was assassination plots, detention without trial, banning, and even food poisoning. She was his bedrock, a pillar of strength not only to the husband, but to the ideals of the husband, a fighter for liberation on the principles of dignity, morality, integrity, and ethics. It appears as if those ideals are very short nowadays. A freedom fighter in her own right. The genes run in her side of the family as well. We heard earlier on about the 1956 Women's March. 20,000 ladies marched to the Union buildings, only asking for one thing: dignity. The leaders of that march included Lillian Ngoyi, Helen Joseph, Albertina Sisulu, and one lady by the name of Rahima Musa, after whom a hospital is named in Gauteng. And many of you will find it to be an absolute surprise that Rahima Musa is the sister of our beloved recipient tonight. Truly a woman of tremendous worth and courage, a woman of tenacity, a woman of morality, a woman who is dedicated to the principles of passion for the cause that she believes in. But ladies and gentlemen, above all that, a woman, as recent events have just proven, who is keeping the flame of conscience alive in our country today. 61 years after that momentous march, today, you and I and all of us collectively, we honor, and I ask you for your hands, please, Hajani Farida Omar. Can I kindly request Mr. Pravin Gordhan and the Assistant Secretary of Masjidul Quds, Ms. Leila Parker, to kindly come forward. Can we have a special hand for Mr. Pravin Gordhan, please, ladies and gentlemen? Just do the presentation first.
Oh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I thank Allah Ta'ala for giving me the opportunity to be here today. May He bless this gathering. I chose His blessings on our beloved Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And happy Women's Day to all the women. I feel very proud to say that my sister Rahima Musa was one of the 5 women who led the march with 20,000 women to protest against the apartheid government passed laws in 1956. Now, most importantly, I want to say a very big thank you to the chairperson of the Masjidul Quds Mosque, Mr. Sattar Parker, the committee members, Dr. Usman Bray, Dr. Wahab Barday, and Mr. Siraj Parker, for giving me this great honor and presenting me with this beautiful award. But I want to say something in return, that Allah Ta'ala will give His greatest blessings to all of you for doing such good work, and may the Masjidul Quds Mosque grow from strength to strength. Now, the chairperson, Mr. Sattar Parker, has asked me to say something about myself. First of all, I am an old lady of 79 years of age. But unfortunately, I have no formal education, and I come from a very poor home. When I was 6 years old, I went to school for the first time in my life. My school was called St. Mary's Anglican Church School in Woodstock. When I was 12 years old, my mother passed away, and I had a very sickly father. At the age of 13, I went to work with my sister at the Salt River Market, selling fruit and vegetables, getting up very early in the morning and coming home late at night. But when I was 20 years old, I met the man of my dreams, Farida Omar, a young lawyer, a young lawyer doing his articles. We fell madly in love. We got married, and the first thing he said to me was, "Farida, you are not going to work on the market anymore." I was so happy and excited, but unfortunately, my luck was not on my side. I worked there for another 30 years of my life. On the other hand, he became a brilliant lawyer, working mostly for the poor who needed his help, also representing high-profile cadres of the liberation movement. In 1985, tragedy struck our lives. The security police came to arrest Farida. 6 of them came into the house, searching each and every room, and our house was surrounded from the outside. Meantime, our phone was ringing constantly by comrades asking, "Where is Farida?" because so many other comrades are being arrested at the same time. I told them he is not home. Then Essa Musa phoned me, asking me, "Where is Farida?" I told him the security police of the apartheid government is busy detaining him at this moment. They are here for the last 6 hours searching our home. Then a policeman came forward and took the phone away from me. Eventually, they took Farida away. He was in prison for 3 months under the Internal Security Act, Section 29. That means no one was allowed to see him, nor did we know where he was being held. When he was released, he was given strict banning orders. I remember one was, he was not allowed to leave the magisterial district of Wynberg. That meant he can't go back to work because his chambers was in Cape Town. He was just out of prison for 2 weeks, then they came back in the middle of the night to re-detain him, this time under the state of emergency. He was held at Victor Verster Prison in Paarl for another 3 months. Meanwhile, the wives and families of the detainees have organized the Detainees Parent Support Committee, who were very active, organizing marches, protests, and fundraisings. On 2 occasions, we were beaten up, arrested, and put in jail. But we never gave up. We continued fighting for their release. Lastly, I want to say, we were married for only 42 years, then Allah Ta'ala took him away from me. We have 2 sons, a daughter, and 5 beautiful grandchildren. Thank you very much.